Hey there, welcome back to another Credit Card News live stream. I'm Cal Barton. Hope you had a good week. Danny, I want to thank you so much for the super chat. Let me read this out. Let me go ahead and read this out. So, you said, oh snap, congrats on the 20,000 subs. Much love and well deserved. Keep up the great work. Proud of you. Danny, I appreciate you. You've been there since pretty much day one. Thank you, sir. And you're so generous with the $20 super chat. I appreciate that. I want to say hello to F. Davis, Rob Flemings, Mon D. I see you, Roana. I'm gonna say hopefully I pronounced that correctly. I don't think I've seen you in here before, but it's good to see you in the stream. It's good to have you. We're gonna talk about some credit card news. We're gonna talk about what successes you've had over the past week, credit limit increases, any approvals. I have some, I got to tell you about this card right here, which is, let me show you real quick. This card here, you probably know that as the Venmo credit card. So we got to talk about that real quick. I know, Dan, you have some thoughts on that as well. So let's get into the news real quick. The Fed makes history with a fourth straight 3/4 point rate hike. So the Federal Reserve, let me get into it. The Federal Reserve approved a fourth straight rate hike for 3/4 of a percentage point on Wednesday as part of its aggressive battle to bring down the white-hot inflation that is plaguing the U.S. economy. The supersized hike brings the central bank's benchmark lending rate to a new target range of 3.75% to 4%. That's the highest the Fed's funds rate has been since January of 2008. And Wednesday's decision marks the Fed's toughest policy move since the 1980s and will likely deepen the economic pain for millions of Americans, businesses, and households by pushing up the cost of borrowing even further. So, listen, every sort of indicator that I've seen, all of the talking heads, they're all saying brace yourself for 2023. You definitely want to be in good financial standing with its credit cards, especially. We're going to talk about in the next slide. Coming up next year, because it could be a tough time. And I don't remember anything in recent history in my, I'm only, 35 years old, and I can't remember a time where there's been so many people calling for doom and gloom. But you can correct me if I'm wrong there. So definitely want to be on top of all of your card payments. So how can the Fed rate hike impact your credit cards and debt? So this is what happens with the Fed's latest increase and another potentially on the way before 2022 comes to a close. Here's how your credit cards may be impacted. Your APR will rise. So your annual percentage rate is going to rise up. Most credit cards are variable APRs, meaning that they fluctuate and are susceptible to changes in the market and the federal funds rate. For those who have a hefty balance, carrying that balance over from month to month will begin to cost them. And so for your information, your issuer isn't required to notify you when rates rise because of a federal rate increase. Because your existing balance will be impacted by a higher rate, your minimum payment will likely increase. So a really key thing to remember is that there are just a few things that your credit card issuer needs to notify you of. They're like, if they're going to change your annual fee, if they're going to, they don't even have to notify you if they lower your credit limit. They don't have to notify you there. And a lot of people have had a problem with that because during an economic downturn, credit card companies will want to limit their risk exposure in the market. And so they're going to look for individuals that they deem as the riskiest, and they're going to lower their credit limits down to just above their available balance. So they don't have to notify you before they do that. And so this is just another variable that they can change. On the fly. And so, yeah, I think the average interest rate is about 16-17%. And so I think the credit card issuers can go all the way up to 29% at the max. And so if you're carrying a balance, which I hope none of you are, you definitely want to get that under control. And you definitely, if you're not on like a 0% APR intro bonus, then you definitely want to pay those cards off, because you don't want to have that debt become more expensive for you over time. So hopefully you're in a good spot there. Next, we have some Taylor Swift fans are signing up for Capital One credit cards in the hopes of getting tickets to her first tour since 2018. Now, I just want to know, I didn't really give this too much thought when I saw this headline, but I wonder how many of you are Taylor Swift's fans? I want to see if there's some overlap. Like, do you listen to her? Are you fans of her? I do remember seeing Taylor Swift, because I'm always looking through all the different credit card ads and commercials, and I'm always interested to see who's on these ads, because they always get a relatively large actor, actress, or performance artist. So I've seen her in their ads before. So Taylor Swift just announced in the States legs of the, what does that say? Let me bring that down a little bit. Taylor Swift just announced the United States leg of the Eras tour for 2023, and superfans are taking extra measures to try to score tickets. In addition to waiting hours in virtual lines to register for verified fan pre-sales with Ticketmaster, some Swifties, that's funny. Some Swifties noticed that Capital One credit and debit card holders get early access to tickets a few days before they go on sale to the general public. Hundreds of fans posted on social media that they were applying for Capital One cards. That is hilarious. I've seen different cards have this as a, like a benefit that they kind of tout, but I feel like everybody overlooks this. Have you ever been able to take advantage of a benefit like these pre-sale tickets? I've seen this advertised by Capital One before, where what are you going to do with that benefit? I've never used a benefit like that, but that's you definitely don't want to just apply for a card just to get one ticket. You definitely want to make sure that credit card is going to offer you value for an extended period of time, hopefully years to come. That's why everybody, there's a certain segment of the credit card enthusiast group that likes to do what they call churning. And what that means is that they're basically signing up for new credit cards just to get the sign up bonus. And then after a year, or right before the year hits and the annual fee is about to post, then they will either downgrade the card to a no annual fee card, or they'll cancel it altogether. And banks really frown upon that. And I'm not one of the people that's going to tell you to do that. I never churn. It's just something that it just introduces more complexity into your credit card journey. And there's some downsides when it comes to your credit card history. Canceling card, you never want to be in a position to cancel cards, and you don't want to take up those precious application slots. So if you're going for something like a Chase card, then you have to stay below the 524 rule. So if you're signing up for new cards constantly, you're always going to be outside of that 524 rule. And so you definitely want to limit how many cards you're signing up for. So next story we have, credit card debt returns to high levels before COVID-19 pandemic. So credit card debt recently reached a new milestone. It returned to where it was before the pandemic. Total card balances in the U.S. hit $916 billion in September, nearly identical to December 2019 levels, according to Equifax. Balances are up 9% from January and about 23% higher than their pandemic low in April of 2021. Americans are spending and borrowing despite fears that a recession is on the horizon. Rising card balances could be an early sign of financial pain, and consumers are still paying a higher share of their balances than they were before COVID-19 hit, according to card issuers. But that's just that figure at some lenders is starting to decline. So we're definitely still using our credit cards out here. But let's move on to the next one. So JP Morgan Chase to create rental payments platform for tenants and landlords. Chase is piloting a platform to facilitate rent payments for tenants living in multifamily housing. The new technology, called Story, is a rent management tool for multifamily property owners. As its core functionality, Story will enable landlords to automate rent invoices and receive rent payments, as not all tenants pay rent on time or in full. Story serves a platform to help landlords track which tenants have paid and what still owe. Additionally, the new offering will provide property owners with analytics, help them determine rent prices, and will even offer a tool to screen potential new tenants. I know there's some overlap for, I know a lot of you may be interested in house hacking, owning rental property, just in general real estate. If you have a tenant at all, raise your hand. I know before I moved up to New York from South Carolina, I had a duplex and I had a tenant. I basically did the house hacking method, and I had a tenant in the other side, and I lived on the other half, and that worked well for me. Basically they paid the mortgage for me. So definitely a good way to go about it. I know a lot of people are doing like the Airbnb thing. That's always been interesting to me, but let me know in the comment section. Do you do any rental properties? Are you investing in that lane? Is that like a side hustle for you? DJ Bruce Wayne said, yeah. What's up, DJ? All right, so next story. It ruined everything. Gen Z, I like to call them Zoomers. That's that's my favorite term for the generation. I like Boomers and Zoomers. I think those are the best nicknames for generations made out right now. So I'm gonna call them Zoomers. Buy now, pay later debt problem. So the buy now, pay later firms have been plagued by delinquency this year as inflation bites. The CFPB, which is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and if you don't know, that's just an agency that's like a governing body for the financial sector. And so they just give out fines, they give out guidance, rules, and regulations for financial companies. You saw them recently give out a big fine, or a $3 million fine to Credit Karma for their issue. We can talk about that if you want to, but they fined Credit Karma, they fined Capital One for different things. So they're definitely on the consumer side. The CFPB found that younger borrowers are more likely to have loans in derogatory status. I mean, go figure, right? That's pretty obvious, meaning that they're either in default or sent to a third-party debt collector. Roughly 11% of borrowers paid at least one late fee in 2021, an increase from the prior year, and 18% of consumers aged 18 to 29 fell behind on payments in 2021. So almost 20% of consumers between 18 and 30 fell behind on payments. It's been a few years since I've used buy now, pay later. I know it's really catching on. They're even introducing buy now, pay later options for like regular shopping trips, like going to the grocery store, which is wild. Like there's new options springing up. I think Amex has an option to pay over time. Pretty much every major issuer is offering that. And so and it makes sense, because if you're gonna, if people are into that payment, model, why not offer it and make some money off of it? They're definitely profiting. So next story, we have personal loan interest rates at near record gap with credit cards and boosting savings opportunity. So as the Federal Reserve raises interest rates to lower inflation, the impact of the rate hikes may vary across different forms of debt. The average interest rate interest rate on credit cards was 16.2% as of August, while the average interest rate on personal loans was 10%, according to the latest data. This marks one of the largest gaps between commercial banking interest rates on credit cards plans and 24-month personal loans in the St. Louis Fed recorded history. Half of Americans have fallen behind on their credit card debt amid high inflation. Wow, that's a lot. They're saying 50% of Americans have fallen behind on their credit card debt. I know you guys haven't. I know that's not you guys. According to a survey, if you have high interest credit card debt, you could consider paying it off with a personal loan at a lower interest rate, saving you money each month. So this definitely reminds me about the new interest rates that are being introduced for the SoFi checking account, which is at 3% now for savings, and you have the Capital One 360 account is at 3%. And so you definitely, if you're into neobanks or online banks and fintechs, having your savings account with them or banking primarily with them, kind of like I do with SoFi, is really beneficial. I'm seeing some really good, with the savings that I currently have, it's comparable to, the cash back that I earn from my Citi Custom Cash Card with my checking account. I've never seen anything like this. So we're definitely living in some interesting times. What is the interest rate? Tell me in the comment section, what is the interest rate on your bank account? Who are you banking with right now? Because if you're not getting close to 3%, if you're at like a traditional bank, brick and mortar, like a Bank of America, you're getting like 0.01%. That's not cutting it. That's nothing. You might as well just give me nothing at that point. And so that's why I cut ties with them probably like 7, 8 years ago. And so once I moved over to the fintechs, they definitely offer more competitive rates. All right, so 54% of Americans want gift cards for the holidays. The holiday season, most Americans would like gift cards, please. According to the National Retail Federation, 54% of Americans surveyed said gift cards are the most wanted gift of the holiday. Now, can you really consider gift cards a gift? I mean, I know it's called a gift card, but like it's basically cash money. I mean, you can't spend it everywhere. You basically, the only criteria is that you spend it at that one place. And some of the gift cards you can spend at like 10 different places if they're part of the same like company umbrella. You know what I mean? So I think it's a kind of a cop-out gift, It's just, you don't know what to get somebody, give them some money and they can just find out for themselves. It's not exactly surprising so many are seeking gift cards in 2022. Pretty much everything you can think of, from gas to groceries, has increased in price this year. Giving someone a gift card is now an immediate form of financial relief. You can put the card towards something you need or something you like to have. So how is that different? And correct me if I'm wrong. How is that different from putting money, like sending the money via Cash App or Venmo or Zelle? I know a lot of you like Zelle. So why don't you just send them a Zelle payment right before you come over for Christmas, right? Just send them, Zelle them like $50, $100 and call it a day. Then you don't have to send them a gift card or pick one up from a store. All right, so we have Goldman Sachs is seeking to impose order on expanding crypto universe with classification systems. So Goldman Sachs is making a bid to standardize the way the financial industry talks about, tracks, and invest in the burgeoning universe of digital assets. So burgeoning just meaning just a brand new, newly created universe. The investment bank is set to unveil a data service created with global index provider MSCI and crypto data from firm Coinmetrics that seeks to classify hundreds of digital coins and tokens so institutional investors can make sense of the new asset class, according to executives at these firms. I mean, that's good news if you're into crypto. And I feel like there's some crypto news in every week, and my stance on it. Crypto, it doesn't have a practical use as of today, so I'm not into using it. I'm not into investing in it. And let me know if you're into crypto. I think somebody commented last week after the stream, and they said they were into one particular crypto. It was like, I forget exactly which one. They have so many weird names to them, right? People just took like half an hour to create some of these cryptos. It's just, a thinly veiled copy of thousands of other cryptos. So next door we have MasterCard CEO, and this is him right here, looking very I don't want to say menacing, but I don't know him. MasterCard CEO crypto has a long way to go before becoming mainstream. And this is what I'm saying. I agree with him. Crypto's bad year may mean it will take a little while longer for digital currencies to become widely adopted, according to MasterCard CEO Michael Maybach. I think there's a long way to go before crypto becomes mainstream. The year up to this point has been highly volatile for the entire crypto complex, which has in turn held back its wider development. Rising interest rates have hammered the stock prices of upstart crypto trading platforms such as Coinbase and Robinhood. At the same time, mass layoffs in the space are well underway, and the backdrop of higher rates has also weighed heavily on the pure prices of digital assets from Bitcoin to Dogecoin. I'm mad I understand, like I know exactly how to pronounce that. Anybody else unknowingly would say doggy coin or something like that. Maybach added that the industry needs to get regulation and compliance considerations ironed out before this is a mass crypto adoption. So listen, I think he's right on the money. Who knows if it will ever be adopted? I think the technology behind it is interesting, and I'm always open to trying out all the new tech. And if it does work, and if it's valuable to us as a whole in transacting, it's cheaper and it fulfills a lot of the promises that it's set out to, then I'm all for it. I'll never try to hold technology back. All right, next, please. I know a lot of you have voted here, but if you could like this stream, if you want to see more content, live streams just like this, I do them every week, Sunday at 7 p.m. Please go ahead and like that, like the stream. YouTube has a new user interface, so this is the new like animation. It looks like fireworks going off. It hits that pleasure center in your brain. It looks cool. Just go ahead. It's fun to hit it. And thank you for I got 41 votes. Thank you guys. Let me end that real quick in this poll. All right, so next door we have mobile banking now the path of choice for consumers. U.S. consumers prefer banking through mobile apps to any other method. According to new research from the American Bankers Association, a consumer poll found that 45% of respondents said they most often use mobile apps on smartphones or tablets to manage their banking accounts. This was followed by 27% who said they most often used online banking through their laptop or PC. Listen, I'm an app guy. I'm using the app. I probably have, I need to put them all in a folder because they're all like just spread out over my, my desktop or my phone screen or whatever you call that. I have probably 15 different banking apps. It's definitely a preferred way. It's nice because you get notifications. If you like, if I'm interested to know if you actually prefer not to use your phone, but you like to do your banking on a computer, let me know in the comment section. I want to hear from you. And I want to know why you do that, because I feel like it's so easy just to pull out your phone and see your transactions. And then how often do you actually check your balance on your credit cards or in your bank account? Do you check on a daily basis? That would be a great poll right there. Let me know in the comment section. Let's discuss that. Danny said, I used to work for US Bank back in the day. Oh man, you work for the bank? That's cool, man. And yeah, I prefer banking online and the apps. Yeah, Shanika, what's up, Shanika? You said definitely use the mobile apps. V, what's up? You said hi from Dallas, Texas. I like it in Dallas. I visited one time. Welcome to the stream, V. I haven't seen you here before, so good to see you. J Ranger, great Texas News. J Ranger, Texas News. Are you like an official like correspondent for the Texas, like some news organization? Listen, either way, J Ranger, thanks for stopping by. What is up? Dark Dude 2000 coming through big time. Dark Dude 2000, thank you. You said hi, Cal. Always love the stream. Spread that knowledge. Listen, I'm definitely gonna be spreading this knowledge every week. I'm gonna be doing this. Appreciate it. Dan Smith, what's up, man? Welcome back. You said I prefer to use an account aggregator, looking into Tiller and some other apps. So okay, so are you saying I've never heard of Tiller, but are you saying like Mint Mobile and I forget some of the other ones? That would be like an aggregator. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm glad you brought that up. I found that aggregators like Mint, I've had a problem with the logins like refreshing, and so basically I have to, like, every time I open the app I have to log back in and reconnect the accounts, like, and this happens for like multiple different accounts, and that after that happened a few different times, I'm like, oh man, this is too much, man. I got so frustrated, and so I just started manually logging into individual apps at that point. Team Queen Beast, what's up? You said hi from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I don't think I've ever had anybody from Louisiana, so welcome to the stream. Good to see you. So let's get back to the next story here. We have warning about the City Double Cash at Walmart, 35% in fees for points. So I haven't tried this myself, but I do have I actually previously had the City Double Cash card. I actually product changed into the City Custom Cash Card, which I will definitely, and even if you just sign up, they have a great sign up bonus right now for this Custom Cash. It's like a no-brainer. Definitely recommend that. And if you want to sign up for the Custom Cash Card, have it on my website. Just go to, actually it's linked in the pinned comment on the stream. And this is how my website looks. You just scroll down a little bit and you'll see a link to apply for that card. Definitely, I have two of those cards. I use one for grocery, and then I use another for dining. And so those are my two 5% categories. And actually, you know, let me actually go full screen here. So I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but I have a few cards. Where's my wallet at? All right, so, and I might discuss this at some point in more detail, but I told you guys about this card here. It's the Curve card. This is a card that is it's been in the UK for a couple years now. And this is really interesting. It doesn't work all the way properly. So it's definitely in beta. It's the Curve card. What I've done with this, the way that I use it, is that I actually link both of my City Custom Cash cards to this card. And this card will automatically route my purchases to the correct custom cash card. So essentially, this is essentially, okay, this is the way I use it. This card becomes a 2-category 5% cashback card for me, the way that I set it up. I think that's cool. So I just wanted to share that with you. If you guys want me to do a video on that at some point, I can, or we can talk about it on the stream. Yeah, I think, and Danny, Dan Smith, you said you got to get the Curve card. Yeah, I think it currently, it's pretty cool. It only works with like MasterCard, I think. It's still, and they're still working the kinks out. So it's still, listen, with these fintechs, with these new, you know, startup banks or startup, financial offerings, you never know if it's going to stay, if it's going to stick, if they have enough profit, if they have enough backing that they're going to stay around. So you definitely, if you're squeamish and you don't want to kind of rock you want something solid and stable, might not be the move for you. But let's get back to the slide real quick. So not sure if this has been rolled out across the nation yet, but for the first time I've seen it. I was checking out at Walmart and I used my double cash card. A prompt popped up on the card reader screen asking me if I want to use points to pay instead of charging. The problem was my bill was about $90 and the prompt was asking to exchange approximately 122 in points. So $122 in points he would have to exchange to pay for a $90 purchase. That's not good. I tried to get a pic but didn't react in time. That is a hefty fee for exchanging points, almost 35% in fact. So I think they might also be using a dark pattern to put the accept button in the same place as the button you have to push confirm. So there's a few things to break down here. You really want, I always advise people to use a statement credit or a direct deposit into your account. So if you're using a cashback card, you want to get a 1 cent per point redemption value, meaning that whatever cashback you earn, you want to be able to get the same amount in value back in dollars. And usually you can do that with a statement credit, and you can do that with the double cash card. And the problem here is that, and I've seen this, and this is the same way for many cards out today, is that they'll allow you to redeem for a gift card or for a purchase right at the checkout, but they won't give you 1 cent per point. They'll give you less than 1 cent per point. So you're basically just because of the way that you chose to check out, and you just because you chose to redeem points right at checkout instead of just like taking a few seconds to step over to your account and redeem for a statement credit, you're drastically cutting your profits. And so they're basically, this is a way for them to claw back some of the amount of money that they're paying out. So I think it's pretty shady. I think it's a dirty move. If you're gonna set up a reward system, just let it be. Don't try to like do these like shifty and shady ways. There's no value given for allowing somebody to check out and redeem when they can just redeem on your mobile app. There's no value offered. So another thing here, he brought up the idea of dark patterns. If you don't know what a dark pattern is, basically it's a way of designing a user interface to trip you up. And so I could probably look up some examples, but I can still explain it to you. Just it's if you go to to confirm a payment or check out, the user interface will be designed for you to do something opposite of what you really intended to do. And he's saying that was the case here. And so that's some shady moves there. Next we have Ally Bank launches 3 new credit cards. I don't think I've seen this reported really anywhere else on YouTube. So I thought it was interesting. Ally is coming up with 3 cards. I think they're available right now. It's the Ally Unlimited Cashback MasterCard. The rewards are unlimited 2% cashback on every purchase, and there's no annual fee, and there's no foreign transaction fee either. They have the second card is the Ally Everyday Cashback MasterCard. The rewards are 3% cashback at gas stations, grocery stores, and drugstores, and you're getting 1% cashback everywhere else. Still, Bankrate is reporting that the annual fee could be between $0 and $39. So this might be similar to like Capital One, where there's like multiple versions of the Quicksilver card, where you have one version that is depending on your credit score is gonna have a $39 fee, and then if you have like a better to excellent score, you're gonna have 0 fee and maybe like a sign-up bonus. But there's still no word on the sign-up bonuses on these cards. They might not have any. And the last one is the Ally Platinum MasterCard, and what they've advertised that card as being allowing you to get regular reviews for credit limit increases. So I think that's, whenever you see platinum in the name, usually means it's like an entry-level card for people trying to like repair or build credit. So there's no word on there's no final word on the fees on the Everyday Cashback MasterCard. And I saw some people raising concerns of customer service. So people saying they're complaining that Ally Bank is an online bank, so they don't have any brick and mortar locations. So that can be a problem for you. And then the customer service could also be very timely or time consuming. So I've heard that if you call an Ally Bank, it's going to be like an hour wait. And does anybody here have an Ally Bank account? Can you confirm whether that's true or not? I just saw a few instances of that online. All right, next we have the Costco Anywhere Visa card is getting rid of extended warranty. So if you like some of those extra benefits like extended warranty, then you're going to listen up here. So it's going to be effective January 22nd of next year. The extended warranty benefit will be discontinued and will no longer be provided for purchases made on or after that date. So without any purchase protection and once a year reward redemption, this is the thing that got me hung up. And this is the only card that I've seen operate like this. You can only redeem your rewards after a year. So you basically accumulate rewards for the whole year, and then you can redeem the following year. I don't like that, and I'm sure most of you probably don't either. There's really no reason to get this card. I guess the 4% gas and 3% dining travel make a okay-ish one card setup if you really want that. But even then, there are plenty of other choices, and I personally can't stand the annual reward redemption. I'm with this person. I can't stand it either. And listen, there's a lot of competition out here for cashback cards. The one that comes to mind is going to be the, and I'm going to pull it up here. We got where we at? This card here. Boom. We got the Wells Fargo autograph card. It's going to give you 3% cashback in 6 different categories. So listen, I think that if you go back to like this card here, which is through Ally, any card that's coming out with a 3% category, you got to come up against heavy hitters like this. You're getting 3% back, and it's focused on travel. To me, it was a no-brainer to sign up for that card. I know a lot of you don't like Wells Fargo, but I haven't had real issues with them yet. But yeah, if you have the Costco Visa, then just be aware that benefit's going away. Next, we have Amex Platinum updates. So any of you guys that are paying for that $695 annual fee with Amex, you're getting 2 new benefits here. You're getting an improvement to the Equinox credit for the Amex Platinum, and so that credit is $300 per year. And so now they made it instead of monthly distributions, you're gonna get a yearly distribution. So if you have an Equinox membership and the membership fee is like $275 per month, then you'll get upfront that month. You'll get a reimbursement for that $275 fee, and then in the following month you'll get $25. So a total of $300. The problem with how it was structured before was that it required you to maintain the membership over the entirety of the year instead of being able to use it for 1 month. Maybe you wanted to be an Equinox member for 6 months or less. You wouldn't be able to use the whole benefit. So I like that they made this move. And now you get with Hertz, you're getting the President Circle status. So what you're getting with President Circle is a 4-hour grace period for return of the rental car at no charge for time or mileage before an extra day. And you're also getting up to 20% savings on those base rates. So those are 2 upgrades to the Amex Platinum if you're interested in that card. And yeah. What we have here. So guys, I want you to let me know, did you get approved for any new credit cards? Did you get approved for a credit limit increase? This is what I want to know. I want to celebrate you guys. And also, while you write that in the chat, I want to let you know I have this card here. Let me go ahead and stop it. The Venmo credit card. Boom. All right. So this card gives you 3% back in your top spending category, 2% back in your next top spend, and 1% back everywhere else. There is not as far as I know, there's not a cap on the amount that you can earn. on that card. So what I did over the past week was that I had a $12,000 available credit limit, and I said, you know what the hey, I've used it a little bit for maybe a couple purchases. I had one big purchase when I went to a hotel. I charged it was like $800 on the card, and what I did, and this is something that I added to my basically my cheat sheet, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later, of different ways to increase your limit. They had a promotion that they sent to me. It was a targeted offer that I got sent via email, and it said if I use if I charge at least $500 on the card, they were going to give me a $50 incentive or just cash back just for using the card. So I did that, and then I basically didn't use it again. And so I set it to the side. I applied this past week for an increase, and they asked me, what credit limit do you want? I said 20,000, and guess what? They gave it to me. They gave me I went from a $12,000 limit all the way up to a $20,000 limit, just like that. And I know this is a Synchrony Bank issued card, and Danny, we're gonna talk about it. Synchrony Bank is notorious for, kind of shutting people down. This happened to Danny, so definitely there's a disclaimer there. But it was good to see that, it's one of my highest limit cards at this point, and I did not expect that. I thought it was going to be a counter offer done. Yo, F. David said, bring back the money gun. I hear you, man. I got it right here. I'm ready to go. If somebody has some good news for me. Okay, let's see. Don Johnson, new Capital One Venture X, $30,000 limit. That's good to hear, man. You got $12,000 more on your card than I do, man. That's not fair. But listen, I'm happy for you, and we're gonna bring back the money just for you. Let's check it out. $30,000. I'm gonna destroy the show. I think I let too much money fly. How you like that? That's 30 racks. I had to do a big for you. $30,000. Who else got an increase for me? Our Fantastic Life. You said I finally got my 30,000 point $300 bonus from my Wells Fargo autograph card. Nice. Very good. Listen, that deserves some. You get a little bit too. $300. I like that. I like to see that. I have my desk is filled with hundreds right now. Anybody else get something? DJ Bruce Wayne, you said it's raining. It is raining. Wondering Doc, you said I was approved for the invite only Capital One Spark Travel Elite card through a business banker. $50,000 spend in 6 months for 270K Capital One miles. Nice, man. Very good. Wandering Doc. Very good. I haven't, stepped into the business realm yet, but I've got my eye on business cards, and I know a lot of you are into that. So I'm definitely gonna have to do my research, do my homework. Yeah, Nino said, who's picking up the money from the floor? I am. I'm picking up the money. So after this stream, I'm gonna spend an extra 10 minutes finding every dollar, because the hundreds, slipped under the couch and all different crevices. So it's gonna be a whole ordeal for me. F. Davis, thank you, man. You said love the stream and the money good. Yes, that's good to hear. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Oh, Richard said, I got the PayPal cashback card with a $12,000 limit to start. Listen, Richard, I like that limit right there. Oh, I'm out. I'm out. Oh no. I got. But listen, Richard. I'm out. I'm out of money here. So, guys, it's good to hear you getting these increases. I do want to let you know about a couple things. If you guys know DJ Sledge Inc. team, something like that. He's been very vocal in the community. He just released a YouTube video, which is cool to see. And he's been vocal about this wallet, right? I want you guys to see my desk, by the way. He's been very vocal about this wallet. It comes from Exter, an Exter wallet. So I reached out to Exter and I actually started a partnership with them. I actually been using their wallet for myself for about a month and I'm really liking it. It looks like this. Let's go to the front screen. I got an Exter wallet here. It's one of those slim wallets that and you have like a tracker. I have my tracker here, but I can put, you know, extra wallets in between, extra cards in between. But it's just a nice leather wallet. It's got the, you know, the trigger here where you can release the cards. So if I have like, here's my X1 card. So if I can pop the card up like that. But they sent me a bunch of different cards, and you guys, I'm gonna be talking about these over the next few videos I make. But that looks good, right? I definitely like this color. But it has a trigger here. Cards pop up like that. Got the black version. Comes in black. Fold it out. This one actually comes with a little compartment for Apple top. What do you call it? An Apple tag where you can track it. And they got a metal version too. So all aluminum. So all of them are actually all aluminum, but some of them are wrapped in leather. So you can actually put your, you know, money, put your cash right here. Extra wallets. Definitely been liking that. They even sent me a tracking device. So this is their version of a tracking device, and it actually has a solar sensor or solar charging ability. So you'll never have to run out of battery there. So that's really cool. I actually have a link if you want. I have a 5% discount on these wallets if you just put Cal at checkout. Just type Cal in at checkout. I have a link on my website. Right. Let's go to my site real quick. Let's pull it out real quick. Boom. All right. So this is my website here. If you go to my site, Cal Barton Cashback, you can see a link here for the Extra wallets. 5% off for you guys. And if you don't know, I just came out with a cheat sheet I made. It's like a PDF document, and it just kind of goes through all the major over the past like year and all my research, what sort of strategies you can implement to get a credit limit increase on your car, no matter what bank you're with or what credit card issuer you're with. This is just a short list of methods and strategies that you can use to get an increase. And along with that, I'm starting a weekly newsletter. So in that newsletter, it's just going to be kind of my top 3 news picks. I'll give you my take on it. Sometimes I'll introduce some of the latest case studies I've seen for other people getting increases and kind of what they did, and kind of breaking down, you know, what their process was and what kind of increase they were able to achieve. And then you'll see some of the latest deals there, and I'll be doing that on a weekly basis, just like these live streams. So if you want to sign up for that, it's on my website as well, and you just, you know, put in your email address and I'm going to send that right over to you. Nino, thank you, sir, for the super chat. You said for bacon and egg, cheese, and coffee. I appreciate that. Definitely, man. Thank you, sir. DJ Bruce Wayne, you said I have one of those Apple Tag integrated. My coworkers make jokes, but they're haters. It's great. Why would they make jokes about that? Because they can't track their wallet. They lose their wallet and they spend 3 hours trying to find it. Like, that's not cool. Like, you can listen. You stay up with the times, man. Things are getting easier. We got new tech out. I probably use mine. I probably use the tracker on my wallet, I would say once every 2 months. And I know it's gonna be in the house. Like, I didn't lose the wallet, but it's, it fell behind a seat cushion, or it fell and then dropped underneath, some chair somewhere, or it's under some covers. It's definitely nice to have the ability to make a sound, alert you, and just kind of pinpoint where that's at. And then it offers some peace of mind, because if you haven't seen your wallet for a few hours, you just want to know, did I leave it at work, or was that at the grocery store and I left it on the at the point of sale? Oh, Wandering Doc, you said approved for my first 2 US bank cards, both the same day. The Altitude Reserve and the Triple Cash Reward with a $15,000 limit. Listen, fantastic. I like that. Where's my soundboard here? Good job. 15K is nothing to scoff at. That's a great limit for most people. So, guys, I was thinking about getting to some different topics, like about the car bubble. People having trouble financing cars. There might be an issue over the next few months where there's a lot of defaults happening with cars. There's topics like the housing crisis. Are you interested in those types of topics and discussing that going forward? Don Johnson, thank you, sir. You said, which gas credit card do you recommend and why? Wow, okay, that's a great question, Don. Let me turn this back on here. So I have a few options for gas. I could use a City Custom Cash Card just because it's customized from month to month. It's gonna give you 5% back in your top spending category. I use mine for dining and grocery, so can't use that for gas at the moment. I'm using and I don't have it here, but it's in my truck. It's the Verizon Visa card, and so it's really only works if you have service with Verizon. It's going to give you 4% back in gas and grocery, and then 3% back in dining. So I use my Verizon Visa card for gas. I would recommend. So I'm going to assume that you probably don't have Verizon service. I would recommend the City Custom Cash Card for gas. Yeah, I think that's a good way to go, because then you have the liberty to use that for another for another category if you want to. And also the Wells Fargo Autograph card earns 3% back in gas as well. And so there's a few ways that you can do it. The problem with a lot of people might tell you that you could use like the Freedom Flex or the Discover It, but the problem is that they have rotating categories, so you're never gonna consistently get 5% back in gas like you want to. I know there's a PNC card, which I don't have too much familiarity with, that earns 4% back unlimited in gas. PNC Bank. Nino said, Cal, you doing anything differently with recession looming? Yeah, I'm doing a little bit different. Well, for one, I'm trying to diversify, all the types of work that I do, just to make sure that the family's good. I'm definitely looking at every avenue, available to earn extra money. And I would say that I'm paying closer attention to all of the, signals and all of the articles talking about the economy. I'm definitely more tuned in to that, So that's what I would say I'm doing differently. Shanika said, interesting topics. Let's get into it. Okay, cool to know. So whenever I'm like sourcing topics, I'm definitely going to be looking at that as well. So I'm just going to expand, kind of outside of just credit cards, because I know you guys are interested in just like the economy and, finance in general. DJ Bruce Wayne said, we need a wholesale club card. A must. I repeat, wholesale. Yeah, so that's a good point, DJ, because most cards will exclude the wholesale clubs from their bonus categories. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Venmo credit card includes wholesale clubs, but those are things that the credit card issuer can change on the fly. Remember when I was talking about this earlier, where they can change things without notifying you? Their rewards program and like what I believe they can change that as well on you without any sort of notification. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, well, Shanique, you said looking to get a car in the upcoming year. I actually saw some information about cars, is that in the past year, it was like something like 80% of cars were sold over MSRP. It was wild. I was surprised to see that. Cars are just like, I don't even get me started on cars. I love the idea of a car. I like being in new cars, being seen in new cars. So I get it, but cars are so pricey that, and I think I actually took a poll recently. I said, what is your car payment? And a lot of people chimed in and said they have a $0 car payment because they have it completely paid off. But many people, it was a significant portion of people had like a $700-800 car payment. And, no matter what, you're making, that's a significant amount of money. But I've heard that the car industry is going to kind of come back down to earth on those prices next year. So it might be a good time to buy in. Don Johnson said, I was able to negotiate a 12.9% APR with Navy Federal Credit Union. Listen, that's a good point, Don. Everybody should know that anything and everything is negotiable. And especially since I've started this channel, I've learned that more and more. And with credit cards, it's the same way. You can call in the customer service and negotiate whatever you want. A lot of people will negotiate, to lower their annual fee or get some sort of statement credit for the annual fee, or basically get a refund for 1 year. But other people will negotiate like Don did, and good job for Don, a lower APR. So if you're ever in a situation, it's just good to have, even if you don't plan on carrying a balance. Maybe you're using your credit card for emergency purposes, and it's nice to have that debt cost less over time. Big Jim, you said thoughts on PenFed versus Navy Federal. I think there's a big difference here. Okay, the first thing is that PenFed anybody can apply and sign up for a PenFed. That's the biggest difference. Navy Federal, you have to have some sort of affiliation. You have to have either a roommate. I think that's the easiest way to get in, or you have a family member to get in Navy Federal. So it's definitely just closed off to so many. But other than that, it seems like Navy Fed is better because they have a better credit card lineup. Have the flagship card, the more rewards card that offer just, a more diverse, a more varied reward structure. They're going to give you higher possible limits. They have I think you can get after what, 95 days, I believe you can get like a $8,000 increase. That's a little bit faster than with PenFed. So Navy Federal is going to be more willing to give you higher limits. And then just overall a bigger credit union. So if you can get in with Navy Federal, that will be the way to go first. But PenFed is also good. So no knock on that. PenFed's good too. Mango 392, thank you, sir. You said just sub. Any recommendations on high limit credit cards coming out of bankruptcy, coming up on a year? Yeah, I mean, the high limit credit cards, you're gonna want to first look at credit unions, like PenFed. If you can't get into Navy Federal, but PenFed is gonna allow you to get in on the ground floor. They might not approve you for a huge limit right at the door, but after 6 months, then they'll basically max you out. Like you have the ability with PenFed. It's been shown time and time again that if after you put some time in and after you build a little bit of a relationship with them, use their direct deposits, things like that, then they will be willing to just increase you from like a $5,000 limit all the way up to a $20,000 limit, just like that. So definitely check them out. And check my video out with that I discussed the 4 credit cards that will pre-approve you and show you your starting credit limit even before you apply, even before you trigger any sort of credit pull. They will show you that, so you'll know straight out of the gate what you're looking at before you damage your account or do any sort of hard pull. So check that video out for sure. Thank you for subbing though, man. It's good to have you. Listen, Danny said, I'm glad to be both members of Navy Fed and PenFed. So he's doing both, man. He's got both hands out. Fresa 767. You said, what's your thoughts on Unifi Financial? I don't know about that. I've never heard of Unifi. There's so many financial, the banks and credit card issuers out there. I'll have to research that. I can't comment on that one, but thank you for the question. Yep. Wandering Doc, you said, I never found the appeal of credit unions. Interesting. That's an interesting assertion there, Wandering Doc. It's very, before I read the rest of this, I didn't even read the rest of it, okay? A lot of people love credit unions out here, okay? So you might have a little bit of a controversial opinion. I have 4 rental properties. They're credit unions. Mortgage rates are always worse. Okay. And their credit cards are inferior to banks. What am I missing? Oh man, I like the kind of the authority you're speaking with. So I think credit unions are going to be good if you want customer service, if you want kind of that one-on-one relationship. You want to go into the bank and have like an actual relationship. They know you. If you're into that, I think that their credit cards, they offer higher limits usually than the standard, big 4 credit card issuers. So if you build a relationship with that, with your credit union, they're willing to give you, max you out basically. I know the Dover Federal Credit Union card offered me $20,000 of available credit right off the bat. And many people have, probably in this chat, in this stream, have a Navy Federal card with a $20,000 to $30,000 limit on it. And you just can't really do that as an average person with a normal income. You can't do that with a lot of these regular cards. If I'm missing something, somebody chime in. Let me know what you like about credit unions. Do you think he's wrong here? Wondering us, I am standing 10 toes down on my statement. I don't care what nobody else say. I like it. Wandering Dog has his chest out. He's saying, listen, show me my opponent. Okay, we have someone. Rhonda, what's up? How you doing? He said hello. I agree totally with Wandering Dog. Don Johnson says credit unions rock. They're more flexible than most banks. Tell us about that. How are they more flexible? They're probably more willing to, like, the way that I read that is maybe that they're, well, you know, I don't want to read your mind here. Danny said they must have had bad experiences with the credit unions. Well, you know, Wandering Doc said that that the interest rates were worse. Oh wow, I can't even keep up, you guys. You say credit unions are great. They are always willing to work with you. Keep up the great content, fam. So Francis says, listen, he's saying that they're willing to work with you. So this is something I think that's a good point, because if you try to go to customer service with Capital One, you know what they're going to tell you? They're going to tell you the algorithm. They're going to say, all we do is follow that algorithm. So they plug your information into their computer system, and whatever that spits out is what they go with. And so if you have more relationship with your credit union, you might be able to convince them or show them, you know, more proof and say, hey, you know, I've had this rapport with you. Can you please work with me? Rhonda's out there with the Wandering Doc. You said credit unions are all fluff. Banks will work with you too. Gotta know how to be employed with them. All right. Danny said the credit unions I'm with have great rates and great limits. All right, so I'm gonna post a poll in the chat. I think it's clear. We have a divided chat here. And so I'm just gonna post a poll. Let me know. Do you think credit unions are overrated? I think that's the right question. Let me know. Are credit unions overrated? Have we built them up too much? Do we have credit unions on a pedestal? And they're really not as good as people say they are. They're cracked up to be. Danny, thank you, man. Thank you for another super chat, man. You've definitely been generous to me. He said, Cal, guess you have new topics, credit unions versus big banks. Yes, I definitely, there's a house divided here. You're right. I do have some new topics. Let's see how everybody's voting. All right, so we have almost 20 votes in, and 82%, 84% say no, they're not overrated. They are properly rated. And guys, you can definitely, I can guarantee you, I will be asking this on a community post poll. So we're gonna get thousands of votes on this, and we're gonna get to the bottom of how you guys feel. All right, Wondering Doc, I like that. Listen, I like that you know what you're talking about, and that you are committed, and you're gonna fight off everybody in this chat. Okay, customer service aside, I'm talking about strictly numbers and data. If I'm getting worse mortgage interest rates and lower earnings per card, what good is customer service? Ooh, what good is customer service? Now, Wondering Doc, I'm gonna extend you an olive branch. I have been known to kind of devalue or not really understand the value of customer service, because I rarely am calling into customer service. But I'm going to tell you what, if by a chance that I need to talk to a person, I would love it if I call in the customer service and it takes less than a minute to get somebody and they're here in the United States. That will make my day. So there's rarely a time that I need it, but when I do, I want it to be good. Big Jim, what's up, buddy? You said, what brand is that cool mic? All right, so this is the Logitech Blue Sona. Just came out recently. Thank you for noticing. I think you're the first person to notice this on stream. It's the Logitech Blue Sona. And actually, there's a different, if you want to get access to it, again. So it comes with another wind pop filter, so you can change that out. But it comes in black as well. I definitely like the look of it. And thank you for the super chat. If you want to get access to it, go to my website, click on the Amazon button, and then I have it in my creator kit if you want access to that. And thank you for the question. Wandering Down say, by the way, this is my first time seeing your channel. Keep up the great work, man. I'm glad that I'm reaching new people. It's good to have you on the stream. I appreciate it. Appreciate that. I love your video setup. Very professional. Okay, man. Thank you. Nino said, we all know Cal loves SoFi. I do like SoFi. I'm going to go ahead and commit to it. I do love SoFi. Been banking with them for 3 years or 4 years now. I have their SoFi credit card. It's been working. It's been a workhorse for me. It's 2% cash back. And I just like that I'm able to, and you heard me say, I'm like a broken record. I like that I'm able to transfer my funds from my credit card and, any funds that I have in my savings account to my checking account. It happens automatically. So I just set it up and forget about it. They definitely have some improvements to make, and they haven't been making the drastic, leaps that they have been in years past. So I'm definitely needing more from them. But I'm open to any bank, any credit card that's going to offer some good value. Don Johnson, you said, are you knowledgeable with Robinhood? Well, in what respect? Like in trading? Not too knowledgeable in trading. My philosophy on that is just, I'm an S&P 500 index fund investor, and that's the way I kind of do things. I have used Robinhood in the past. He said, Wander Doc said, the question is, have you done SoFi's $325 bank bonus? I don't think I got the 325. You have to deposit like a certain amount. It's got to be a pretty high amount, like $5,000 to get the whole bonus. But I have gotten different bonuses from SoFi. And the good thing about SoFi is that they actually incentivize you, like using the app. Even though it's not like a lot of money, they're still going to give you, a few cents, a few pennies just for logging in and, and doing things like that. Wow, Wandering Doc. Hey, we got, if you're in the chat, in the stream, Sin Madness, you need to chime in right here, because Wandering Doc said, I opened 14 new bank accounts in 2022, and in total, they have paid me over $8,000 in cash bonuses. Wow, congrats, man. That's a lot. That's a lot of these, right? A lot of these right here. Lots of money. I like to hear it. So if you don't know, there's quite a few people that will strategically open bank accounts just to get those new bonuses. A lot of times they require, you to hit like a direct deposit threshold. And so how do you manage that? How do you manage to use the direct deposits without just kind of messing up your, kind of your day-to-day business? Knox, what's up, buddy? You said, can I get the Amex Gold with a 763 credit score with 6 to 8 months of credit history? That's going to be the kicker, the 6 to 8 months of credit history. That I know Amex is is definitely an easier issuer to apply with. I'm not sure about that credit history, because that tells me that you have a thin credit file, and it's always going to be tougher. Like, it's always going to be harder to get approved when you don't have much in the way of credit history and reporting. They deem that as more risky, and I don't think you can get pre-approved. I will wait to see if you can get like an offer from Amex. There might be a way that you can become like an authorized user. I haven't done too much research on that. If somebody knows, let me know in the comment section. Somebody knows about that. Don Johnson said, Cal, you're providing an excellent service. You're my only YouTuber who I set on my Apple alerts. Man, that is like the highest acclaim, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I'm happy to be here, man. It's been a fun ride. It's been a cool journey. It's changed me in different ways that I'm really liking. Wandering Doc. Okay, so Wandering Doc is gonna give us the secrets here. He said, "So, I like waving money around like this. This feel. I can see why people are in the club throwing. You feel like a boss with cash in your hand. I rarely carry cash on me at all, but it feels kind of good." He says, "So I will tell you, I open almost no direct deposit bonuses. I open ones like Citi, Chase, that require you to deposit usually between $10,000 and $20,000. So, wow. Okay, so if you have, that's a flex. A lot of people don't have that kind of cash to do that, but that's good to know. You need to save up some money, and then you can start getting into the bank sign up bonus game. That's lucrative, man. $8,000 is really good. Yo, Nino said, Wondering Sam is coming for Wondering. Uncle Sam's coming for him. Oh, Sergeant, you got a video request. Wanderer, please make a video on that. Wanderer, do you make videos? That would be a good one. How you made $8,000 this year, and then you could be in the thumbnail holding money up like that. All right, guys. Man, it's been a good stream. I really enjoyed this one. We ran long tonight, and also definitely remind you, if you want to join the newsletter, you can do so right here on my website. Just sign up. I got credit cards. I got the new wallet, 5% off. If you want to do that, support the channel. It's been so good hanging out with you tonight. We're gonna do this again next Sunday at 7 p.m. And yeah. Everybody have a great night.